When fat loss is your main goal, diet takes center stage, and rightfully so. However, this primary focus can cause you to overlook the need for exercise. In fact, starting an exercise program at the same time you start a diet introduces some obstacles. One prominent obstacle being that exercise increases hunger. A research team wanted to see if they could pinpoint the amount, type, and intensity of exercise needed per week to see clinically significant changes in weight, belly fat, and body fat percentage. They analyzed findings from 116 studies and found the answer. Here's what they came up with. Many studies have examined the link between exercise and weight loss. The problem is that a lot of them were all or nothing experiments, meaning they compared an exercise group to a sedentary group. Not surprisingly, they found that moving more helps you lose weight. It's a nice fact, but at the end of the day, you're left wondering what exactly moving more means. A study published at the end of 2024 decided that it was time for clarification. The researchers asked themselves this question: what is the dose-response association between aerobic exercise and the measurements of body weight, waist circumference, and body fat? By dose, they mean how long and intense you must exercise to get the desired result. It's very similar to a dose of medicine, but in this case, the research team is determining the dose of exercise you need to prescribe yourself to lose fat. The meta-analysis reviewed 116 studies involving more than 6,800 overweight or obese subjects. The research team found that the magic started at 150 minutes a week, and all of the measurements from body weight to waist circumference to body fat continued to decrease linearly, meaning in a predictable path, with increasing duration. Now, this might not sound like earth-shattering news yet, and I will explain what I mean by magic in a moment. But before we go further, I want to share how this understanding is a potential game changer. Losing weight and reducing your body fat percentage are long-term goals that require consistent effort. Those efforts can get old fast and leave you wondering if they are really making a difference. When those "is this really worthwhile" type of thoughts enter your head, they are very deflating and can cause you to abandon your goal. This study assures you that if you put in the time, you will see the results. A key component of any successful plan is seeing continual evidence that it is working. This study gives you that assurance on the exercise side of health. Levels gives you that on the diet side. When you are trying to get in shape, you want tools to personalize your healthcare. One of the most valuable tools is a CGM. Levels makes it possible for people without diabetes to get this preventative tool. Once the CGM is applied to your arm, the Levels app provides you with a visual minute-by-minute map of how your blood sugar is affected by foods and activities. I don't wear my CGM every day. You can, but you don't have to. I put one on for a couple of weeks at a time. Levels allows this flexibility so you can control your cost and use it like I do to fine-tune your diet. I do that using their built-in macros tracking tool. When I eat something, I record it on my timeline by either scanning the barcode, selecting from recent foods, or just describing it. 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of butter, 3 ounces of sausage. Within seconds, Levels breaks down the macros for me so I can clearly see how the foods I ate affected my blood sugar level. If you are interested in using a CGM, you can use my link, levels.link/Dr. Becky, to get an additional 2 free months of their annual membership. Earlier, I said that the magic happens at 150 minutes. Actually, benefits started at as little as 30 minutes, but those results were not clinically significant. When a research paper is looking for clinical significance, what it is doing is attempting to find the level or dose needed to make a big enough difference for you to say, hey, this is working. In other words, clinical significance is where the magic happens. With that understanding, let's look at the key points of the study. The study focused on aerobic exercise. That is any form of continual activity that raises your heart and breathing rate. Examples include walking, jogging, stair climbing, swimming, dancing, biking, and similar activities. The investigators found that clinical significance started at 150 minutes of aerobic activity per week. The benefits were linear, meaning the more you did, the more weight loss, belly fat loss, and body fat loss you achieved, up to 300 minutes a week. The study looked at all intensity levels from light to moderate to vigorous and found that benefits were seen at any level. However, to reach that magic clinically significant level, a moderate pace or more was needed. Moderate intensity is determined in large part by you and your current physical activity level. I find the easiest way to identify intensity is to pay attention to your breathing. When you are exercising at a moderate intensity, you can talk, but you cannot talk in complete sentences. So, if you feel like you need to take a breath every 3 or 4 words, you've likely entered that moderate range. I'm going to give you a protocol so you can start using this information today if you'd like, but I wanted to address the predictability of results that I've referred to. In other words, if the results are predictable, just tell me how many pounds I will lose. Let me share what the study revealed and what you need to consider for your body. The findings suggested that every 30 minutes of aerobic exercise per week helps overweight and obese adults reduce body weight, waist circumference, and body fat. These improvements continued linearly with more exercise. To reach the clinically significant threshold, aerobic exercise requires at least 150 minutes per week. At that level, participants lost over 6 pounds or about 3 kilograms on average. Now, I'm sharing that to illustrate better what is meant by clinical significance and linear improvements. These numbers are the collective results of 116 studies that varied in exercise intensity, length, and participant demographics. So the meta-analysis allowed studies with different intensity levels, but to be included, the study needed to be at least 8 weeks in length. And while all 6,800 plus participants were overweight, they varied in age, sex, and other demographics. So I'm not telling you that you will lose 6 pounds if you get on a treadmill for 150 minutes this week. However, I am telling you that if you do that on a weekly basis, you will see results, provided you keep other variables consistent, which I will go over. With that said, let's lay out a practical plan so you can start a program today. Your goal is to perform 150 minutes of aerobic activity per week at a moderate pace. You can mix and match the exercises throughout the week, so go for a brisk walk one day and hop on a stationary bike the next day. You can split up your exercise sessions to fit your lifestyle. You can exercise for 50 minutes 3 days a week, 30 minutes 5 days a week, or perform multiple 15-minute sessions, whatever works for you. For clarity, a simple approach would be to add 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week, and make sure your pace is brisk enough to elevate your breathing rate, making it challenging to talk in complete sentences. That is all there is to it. But I'm going to add a goal for you. That is to do this 2 weeks in a row. So I want to challenge you to perform 150 minutes of your preferred aerobic exercise each week for the next 2 weeks. Now, the more weeks you do, the more results you'll get. And the studies in the meta-analysis were at least 8 weeks. But a 2-week commitment is easier than an 8-week commitment. And I will say with confidence that if you commit to 2 weeks, you will feel and see results. Those results will become their own motivation, and you will want to do more. I want to wrap this up with a few considerations. The first one is that you can out-eat your results. Exercise can increase hunger, and depending on what you are doing, your body may require a bit more food, but adding exercise should not be looked at as a green light to eat whatever you want. If you want fat loss results, monitor your food intake. Also, if hunger is a concern, start slowly and allow your physical fitness to develop to keep pace with your hunger. If this video encourages you to move from a sedentary lifestyle to a 30-minute stroll around the neighborhood, then great. Moving more is wonderful for your body. But if you're looking for fat loss results, keep working toward that moderate pace where the magic happens. The study showed that weight and fat loss benefits started at as little as 30 minutes of aerobic exercise per week, hit clinical significance at 150 minutes, and continued to build up to 300 minutes weekly. If you are currently not exercising, set a goal to get 30 minutes a week and then work up to 150 minutes. If you're currently exercising, don't look at these 150 minutes as a replacement. Look at them as an addition. For instance, if you lift weights or exercise against resistance, keep it up and add aerobics to your routine. If you already do aerobic exercise and you want more results, add more minutes. Weight loss and lowering your body fat percentage are long-term goals that require ongoing effort. It is easy to become discouraged and question the effectiveness of your efforts. These doubts can lead to frustration and giving up your goal altogether. This study shows that consistent effort will produce results. When you see evidence that the work you are doing is getting the results you want, momentum and motivation build, and you keep going. I hope you take me up on the challenge to perform 150 minutes of your preferred aerobic exercise each week for the next 2 weeks. There will be days you don't want to exercise, but I promise if you just do it, you will reap the rewards. Thank you for watching. If you are up for the challenge, type a simple "I'm in" comment below. It's a small thing, but it will deepen your commitment. And share this video with family and friends and encourage them to take the challenge with you. Before you go, please like the video and click the subscribe button. Have a great rest of your day.